Hi everyone, I'm DiBella CPA, CGA, and Legal Industry Specialist. I wanted to make a quick video because I've had several managers and founders of law firms recently ask me about a new legal accounting software that has recently been getting some market share called Soluno. So I decided to book a demo, and I was lucky enough to be able to meet with the co-founder. His name is Alan, and I've tagged him into this post, and learn quite a bit about their company and explore the software, talk a bit about where they're going, and I wanted to give you guys just an honest pros and cons list and my opinion. Should you switch to PC Law, from PC Law to Soluno? As always, the answer to this question really depends on your firm and where it's at and where it's going. But there are quite a few benefits that you would reap if you did decide to make a switch from PC Law. For example, the biggest difference is going to be that Soluno is in the cloud and PC Law isn't. So if you did make the switch over, you're going to live in a world where you can log into your software through your web browser, and you're not going to have to remote into computers anymore, especially with COVID. I think we all know that that's a massive benefit. And it's encrypted, which means that your data is secure, and they keep your Canadian law firm data in Canada, which I know is a concern for some law firms in the city. So those are all the pros, or those are sort of like the biggest picture pros. But in terms of the features of Soluno, it's very similar to the features of PC Law. So one of the benefits would be if you have a firm that's more established and you have staff that don't necessarily want to learn a new software, I think it would be really easy to switch from Soluno over to PC Law. PC Law over to Soluno. My apologies. The other wonderful thing about it is it's an all-in-one solution, which means that you don't need to have, like with Clio, you need to have a separate accounting software like Xero integrate into it. It doesn't, there's no trust account reconciliation in Clio. You have to do all of your accounting in a different software. Soluno does all accounting and trust accounting. And I would give it an A+ for trust accounting. And I also give PC Law an A+ for trust accounting. The features that integrate for accounting purposes and being able to do a trust bank reconciliation in your software is great. So they get an A+ for that. Some other big perks, I would say, is that it has an API, which means that it can integrate with other softwares. Clio has an API, PC Law doesn't. Just for example, Clio will integrate into QuickBooks or Xero. PC Law couldn't do that because it doesn't have an API. So that just means that down the line, there's many different apps, financial reporting apps, all different things that can integrate into a software when it has an API. So I think that's a big benefit. It also has a bank feed, and it pushes copies of the PDF invoices into the transactions in the software, which is something that modern technology and accounting does, and makes it bookkeeping wonderful. So it has those two features that I think are really big features that I'm not going to see from any other competitors right now in this specific space. So those to me were big selling points. Make it feel really modern. It had some cool timekeeping features. It had some cool cash flow features built in, and the billing was really good. PC Law, we all know the pain points with billing, and PC Law, didn't see those here. Biggest con, I would say, is that it doesn't integrate with any kind of expense management like HubDocs or Receipt Bank, which would be really a roadblock for you to really moving your firm into the 21st century, going paperless, getting those efficient workflows put in. And I asked Alan about this, and he mentioned that that is something that they're working on, and that is down sort of their bigger picture vision of the firm, is that it would integrate with any type of software like this, allowing your firm to be modern. So I think from my perspective, if PC Law is a pain point in your firm, you've explored other software out there, and it's not quite been a right fit, I would definitely book a demo with Soluno. I think that it would be for a lot of firms, a no-brainer switch from PC Law over if you're just stuck. You just don't know where to move. You don't want PC Law. You've looked at Clio. You've looked at the other softwares out there. They're not doing it for you. I think this would be definitely worth exploring. The pricing was a bit different. It's pay-per-use, so I think you'd have to talk with someone there and get an idea of pricing. Did sound like it might be cheaper than PC Law, but there's some confusion there. I know there have been some price raises. I haven't seen those price raises yet, but I've heard that there's been some price raises. So I think for pricing, I'm not really sure where it's going to stand. But definitely worth exploring if that is where your firm falls. And if you have any more questions, you're welcome to comment below, and maybe even Alan or Doug could pipe in about the software. I'm going to tag them into this post. Okay, great. Thank you.